receiving the medication intravenously. He's not bedridden in the classic sense. He's able to get up and walk up the door, and he can get in and out of bed to use the facilities. But as I said, he is 83, not 38, and he doesn't have the boundless reserves of energy that he seems to have in the past. And spiritually, he is sustained by the messages of love and the prayers that he has received. And I mean this in the most literal sense. The love, the prayers, the flowers, the cards, the greetings, all of those things mean the world to him, and they mean the world to us as well. And every day he receives more flowers, more emails, more messages via social media, and we as a family cannot stress enough how grateful we are for those, and how much those prayers and greetings are helping him in his healing process. Of course, as a family, we're concerned and were keen to see him home and strong and healthy, but we hope that he'll be able to return home by the end of next week, maybe, and he'll be able to take oral medication. Then he won't need to be on the intravenous stuff. So thank you so much to you, members of the media, for your continued interest and for sharing that the message with the world. And thank you to everyone in the world who is praying for him and us. And again, thank you for the gifts, the cards, the love, the prayers, and also thank you for the jokes. So all of those of you who've been sending him jokes, we really appreciate that as well. Thank you.
Excuse me, ma'am, do you mind if I ask if you've received any, if he's received any communication from any world leaders or any people that we might have known about?
Oh, well, he and Jimmy Carter have had a little bit of back and forth, because President Carter emailed my dad to tell him that he was going to be going in for treatment, and my father emailed back. So that, and Sir Richard as well, Richard Branson, and others of the elders have also been keeping in touch with him. And of course here, leaders in government here have also been keeping in touch with him. So he's been praying for Minister Motsoaledi as he's also recovering in hospital. And of course, as much as people around the world are praying for my father continues to pray for those concerns in the world that are close to his heart. And so right now, very particularly, he's praying for refugees and for people in war-torn areas and areas of strife.
Thank you. Any more questions? Aisha?
We've seen in the media that former President Thabo Mbeki had visited his dad. Has there been any visit from President Jacob Zuma, or a personal message from President Jacob Zuma?
There's been a personal message from President Zuma, but there hasn't been a visit from President Zuma.
Any more questions?
Reverend, forgive my impudence, but has these health scare sort of galvanized family plans around what could possibly happen in the event, however unlikely, of his passing?
Oh, he actually had he's had his detailed funeral plan for years. He updated when he, sort of with a change of a hymn or something. But that's something that he's had in place for more than 20 years. So
And no revisions to that.
no, he occasionally revises, so he may revise on preachers because he's outlived some of the people who he would have considered. And then he sometimes hears a piece of music, more especially than prayers, because, sort of the Anglican prayer book carries you through a funeral liturgy, and so, yeah.
Mum, could you give us an idea of what sort of patient he is? How does he react to being in bed in hospital?
He's, in one sense, the ideal patient, if you want the patient who has minimal fusses. And in another sense, he's the worst patient because he doesn't complain. So, if he's comfortable, he won't make a fuss about feeling uncomfortable. And so it sometimes makes it a little challenging for the nurses because he doesn't want to make a fuss.
Any other questions? Is that it? Thank you all for coming.
Thank you all so much for coming.
BBC, you absolutely can we set up in the room?
Where are you?
Yeah, just give them a few minutes to
Okay,
set up
I don't. Where are we setting up?
in the boardroom.
Awesome.
Yeah. So you